It's Business in the 217. I'm Greg Bishop here for WMAY, and we're going to be talking now about some of those first-time home buyers and where you can get the information you need to make the right decision for you and your family. Fred Weber joining us from Flat Branch Home Loan. Fred, thanks for taking time with us here on Business in the 217. Buying a home is a pretty massive investment, and a lot of people may get into some pitfalls. What can you do at Flat Branch to help those who are looking for a new home make that right decision for their family?
So it's interesting that you bring that up. We run into that a lot right now, especially with COVID, because people are afraid to meet in person. Flat Branch has specifically put itself in a unique situation to allow us to be able to conduct business remotely through our mobile application. And we can communicate, obviously, now through Zoom, other maids as well. We can still meet with you if you still feel comfortable doing that. But what Flat Branch does differently is that our communication, above all else, helps people get to the spot that they need to. So we help home buyers get to that spot faster and sooner, and we communicate better, or at least I feel like we do, than most people in the market.
So with Flat Branch, walk me through some of the things that people may need to help collect and get ready so they can make the process as seamless as possible.
That's the number one question that we get. The first thing that we want to do is we want to start with an application. And then from there, we have a process where we're going to ask for your pay stubs for the last 30 days, W-2s for 2018, 2019. We're probably going to ask for your last paycheck stub of the year because we're moving into 2021. We're going to ask for the last 2 months of bank statements. And then we're also probably going to ask for maybe like a 401k or a retirement statement.
Fred Weber with Flat Branch Home Loan. He's joining us here on Business in the 217. How can people get a hold of you at Flat Branch?
Well, the easiest way is for people just to call me or text me, 217-820-4700. I'm super responsive, and we do everything we can to make sure that we put you in a position for success.
What's great is talking with you before we went live here. You shared with me something that kind of really plays into why you got into the business that you're in to help people find that right home. Tell us how you did indeed get into the home loan business.
So I was actually in insurance prior to getting into becoming a loan officer. And one of the things I got real excited about was being able to own a home. It's been a dream of ours since I was a little kid. My parents never owned. We always rented. So once I purchased our home, it kind of convinced me that this is what I wanted to help other people do, was to get into that type of space to help people fulfill their dreams along with trying to provide for my family at the same time.
It's amazing to think that something as important as being a first-time home owner was something that your family wasn't able to do, and you have risen to the occasion to do that for your family, and it really does provide that peace of mind, I'm sure, to know that you are a home owner. But there's a lot of people who are worried about taking that leap into being a first-time home buyer. Talk about some of the programs that are available, because there's a lot out there, ranging from people who aren't in the military to people who are in the military. Walk through some of those programs that are available for people who are looking to get into a home for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest concern for most people is the misconceptions that are out there, that they need a huge down payment or they have to have perfect credit to do all these cool things in order to buy a house, right? So the first step is that we start with that application. If you're a veteran, you can qualify for a VA home loan, which is 100% financing. In my opinion, is the best program out there. There are low down payment programs. Qualifying credit score with Flat Branch is only 600. So the first step, obviously, is that phone call so we can figure out what your situation is. The one thing that I do like about that our governor has done recently is there is a first-time homebuyer program or a down payment assistance program out there that requires minimal down payment with a maximum investment on the part from the state that is forgiven over 5 years. So there's lots of programs available and it's not like a one size fit all, like you have to do this in order to qualify. There's many different unique situations that can help people move into the home buying process.
Fred Weber with Flat Branch Home Loan joining us here for Business in the 217 on WMAY. I'm Greg Bishop. And again, some of the things that people need to consider is this is an investment and it's not something you're going to pay out of pocket entirely. It'd be nice if you won the lottery and were able to go buy a cash home, but that's not how people buy homes. They get a mortgage, and with that mortgage comes some interest rates. And you're saying now is the time for people interested for that first time to look at the options available. What do we got for those interest rates, Fred?
So it would be awesome if everybody had a crystal ball and we could say that interest rates are going to stay as low as they are now forever, right? The disadvantage to that is we don't. I do know that if you're contemplating, now's the time to buy, just because that we don't know what the market's going to do tomorrow, the next day, in a couple of weeks. We always have these predictors. I do know that if you wait to buy and interest rates go up, you are eliminating some of your buying power. Lower interest rates allow people to buy more of a house that may not have been able to in the future with a higher interest rate. And as interest rates continue to stay low, it's actually one of the best ways to help boost the economy as we're starting to come out of this COVID pandemic.
Fred, something else people need to consider is it is a buyer's market, but they need to make those steps. As you said, we don't have a crystal ball and we can't see if it turns into a seller's market all of a sudden and interest rates go the opposite direction. But tell me about how people can get a hold of you, and do we need to make an appointment, or can we consult just over phone? Is there any cost for that consultation?
That's an excellent question. We get that question a lot, actually. So to get a hold of me, obviously the best way is phone or text, 217-820-4700. I actually have a website called mortgagefred.com. You can reach out to me on that. It has all the information with our different loan programs and stuff. I'm not a big fan of email because the open rate on emails is about 2 to 3%. But if you absolutely have to email, it's fweber@fbhl.com. And then obviously our office is located at 3159 Suite B on Pleasant Run here in Springfield.
Fred Weber, he is with Flat Branch Home Loan. And finally, to wrap up here, I guess tell us the best experience you've had with somebody becoming a first-time home buyer using your services, and how that made you feel.
So the nice thing about this year is we were actually able to help several first-time home buyers in the month of December have their first Christmas being homeowners. We had several thank you cards sent to us. What I love most about that is when people do send us a thank you card and then they tell us about that first Christmas, or they send us a picture, and we had quite a few of those this year. So it really warmed our heart, prior to the holidays, that we were able to help so many people get into their home.
I love it. That's fantastic. Fred Weber, Flat Branch Home Loan. One more time, the contact info.
217-820-4700. Shoot me a text or phone call.
Fred Weber, Flat Branch Home Loan, here with Business in the 217. I'm Greg Bishop, and thanks for tuning in to another segment of Business in the 217.